listen-only mode.
Hello, everybody. It's Chris Johnstone here. Thank you very much for attending the Google Plus local webinar. Really looking forward to having you here on this presentation. And I've got some excellent content laid out for you today to help you build your real estate business using the front page of Google. Now, what we're going to be talking about today is a way to get your business listed on the front page of Google when local customers are going out and looking for your business on the front page of Google. So we're not going to be talking about pay-per-click. We're not going to be talking about search engine optimization. We're going to be talking about local things that you can do to get your business on the front page of Google. So before we get into the actual content, if you could help support me, we just went live with the screen broadcast, and you should be able to see my screen. And there's a PowerPoint presentation that's come up, and it says James Cameron and the Google guys. If you could just go over to your GoToWebinar control panel and just type into the chat box and just let me know. Make sure you can hear me okay. Make sure you can see my screen okay. Sometimes with these GoToWebinar things, we have a little bit of technical issues. So if you could just support me and let me know that you can actually see what's going on the presentation. Greg, Dale, Lynn, Dave, Jeff, Steph, it's working. I can hear, I can see. Okay, that's perfect. Excellent. Now, before we get into the actual presentation on how to get your business on the front page, I figured it would be worthwhile to show you how much that's actually worth and how much money you can actually save in your advertising budget on a monthly basis when you get this front page ranking for free. So if you could also just kind of let me know where you're from, and I'll show you how to do the research to figure out how much it's going to cost you to buy your way onto the front page using pay-per-click. And we'll go through this really quick. So if you could just help me out and let me know where you're from, and that way I'll pick one or two areas and actually show everybody what we're looking at as far as pay-per-click costs. So we've got here, we got Centennial, Minnesota, the Midwest. Very cool. SoCal, Toronto, Vancouver. Very good. Okay, so let's try, Connecticut, Maryland, San Diego, Arizona, Columbus, Ohio. All right, let's take that one. So let's say Columbus, Ohio. And Google AdWords has a tool for us that will actually let us figure out how much traffic we can get from the front page of Google and how much that traffic is actually going to cost us. So I'm going to log into my Google AdWords account here and just show you some of the statistics here. So give me just 1 second here. Your screen might go blank here for a second. We'll log in just so that you know that I'm doing this stuff in real time. So I've logged into my Google AdWords account. They used to give this tool out for free, and you could go out and just search Google for the Google Traffic Estimator tool, but they've actually taken it, and now you can only access this tool if you actually have a Google AdWords account. So here we are. I've logged into my Google pay-per-click advertising account. And up here at the top under Tools and Analysis, you can do this yourself if you have an AdWords account. They're free to set up. You just have to go to Google, go to Google AdWords, which is adwords.google.com, sign up for an account, go under Tools and Analysis, and then it's called the Traffic Estimator. So the first thing that we've got to do is enter our keywords. So we're going to type in real estate. We're going to try real estate agent. And let's do how much is my house worth? And then underneath here, you click on Get Estimates. And what this will do is actually go in to the keyword tool and start giving us estimates on how much traffic we're going to be able to get and how much that traffic is going to cost us. Now, over here up in the top left-hand corner, it says Locations Canada. You want to click on there and edit this. So we were going to look specifically at Columbus, Ohio. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to type in Columbus, Ohio, United States. So then we save that. So this will only give us the traffic rates for Columbus, Ohio, English speakers, and the Google search. Now, down here, it's asking us how much we want to spend on our daily budget. We want to figure out what the maximum amount of traffic is that we're going to be able to get. So I'm just going to put 10,000 in here so that we know that we're maxing out our traffic rates. So once you punch those numbers in here, Google comes back and gives you the estimates on each of the keywords that we typed in first. So you can see here, if you're in Columbus, Ohio, and Barry, this is great information for you. If you want to show up on the front page of Google when somebody types in real estate, your ad will show up on the front page roughly 241 times if you're getting all of the traffic that's available. You'll get roughly 4.5 clicks a day to your website, and the daily cost would be $17.12. You'd be paying roughly $3.81 a click. If you're going after the phrase real estate agent, each click is going to cost you $7.50. If you're going after listing leads, how much is my house worth? Because that's it's a long tail keyword, that's going to be $2.43. So roughly $2.50 every time somebody clicks the mouse. So your average cost per click, if you've just got these 3 keywords, you're going to have to pay Google $4 every time somebody clicks the mouse in order to drive that traffic to your website. So if for 100 clicks, you would have to spend $400 to drive 100 clicks to your website. And again, on this presentation, I'm going to show you how to generate that traffic for free, because the front page of Google has changed. And we're going to get into this in the actual PowerPoint presentation. But if you go on Google and you just type in real estate, just like your customers do when they're going out and they're searching for real estate. If we type in real estate, the first thing that Google does is looks at where we're located. Currently, I'm just outside of Toronto, Ontario, Canada. So Google has pulled up a map of Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And over here on the left-hand side, it's showing local real estate agents in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Down here at the bottom, it shows the Toronto Real Estate Board, RESA, the Ontario Real Estate Association. There's a Richard Silver on here. And this is where I'm going to be showing you how to show up on the front page today. These were originally called Google Places pages. Then they changed the name to be Google Plus for business pages. And now they've changed the name for a third time. They're now called Google Places for business pages. And they are an incredibly powerful resource for your business because they allow your customers to rate and review your business. And you can get those ratings and reviews to show up on the front page of Google. And there's some phenomenal research out that's showing that people are changing the way they decide who they're going to click on off the front page of the search engines. Google just came out with their latest ZMOT report. And if you download that report, they did a study and they showed that over 75% of the traffic was clicking on the website that has the most amount of ratings and reviews off the front page, not the websites that were up in the #1 spot. And just to give me a little bit of feedback, again, in the GoToWebinar control panel, if you could just let me know, do you know what Google pay-per-click advertising is and the difference between that and getting ranked organically on the front page? Just yes or no. If you know what Google pay-per-click is, just type in yes. If you don't, type in no. Okay, so we got, wow, it's almost a 50-50 split. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, 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 yes. Okay, so the yeses are coming across here. So for those of you that wrote no, this section up here, it's got this kind of pinky background behind it. this number one, number two, and number three, these are the people that are paying to be on that front page. And those stats that I showed you, the $4 a click, that's what these people are doing. So if I was to click on this website up here at the top, the person who owns that website is going to pay Google that amount of money just for that click to their website. Same with these websites down the right-hand side of the front page of Google. These are all paid advertisements. Over here in the 7-pack, which I'm going to walk you through how to optimize your profile and get it on the front page, this is free traffic. When you get traffic using this section of the front page, it's absolutely free. Once you get it there, you continue to get that traffic long-term in your business for free. So just showing you what that's worth in your business and why it's a good idea to implement these changes. And just so that you know, I've been working helping realtors and mortgage professionals for the last 6.5 years build their business using the power of the internet. And currently, we have over 100 successful clients that have gone through what I call local Google traffic to use the system that you're about to get a front page ranking and stack social proof on it so that you're the most trustworthy agent in your local marketplace. So when people are looking to choose a real estate agent, you are the obvious choice in your marketplace. And on this screenshot that you see on your screen here, this is one of our past customers who has a front page ranking in his local marketplace with more ratings and reviews than anybody else in that marketplace. And that's what I'm going to show you how to do here today. So really what you're going to learn is how to get on the front page when local customers search for real estate and real estate agents online. For those mortgage brokers of you out there that are on the call, this works just as well in your mortgage business. And I'm going to show you how to do this even if you don't have a website or you consider yourself somewhat technically challenged. I know the internet changes a lot, and it's really difficult sometimes to keep up with all those changes. So if you get overwhelmed with technology, that's totally okay. This stuff works for you, even if you're not a technical genius. And full disclosure, just so that everybody knows, at the end of the webinar, I am going to offer to help you out with all of this stuff. This is not a sales presentation. It's built to give you real value that you can walk away from, implement, and get results. But for those of you that don't want to press the techie buttons, me and my team of nerds here will offer to do it for you at the end of the presentation. So I'm also going to show you how to pre-sell your new customers using the power of social proof. This is very quickly becoming one of the most important tools that you have in your sales kit, especially when you're converting online leads. Because when you get online testimonials, people will believe you that you can do what you say you can do and help them in their business. And ultimately what this is using repeats, referrals, and testimonials properly in today's tech and social media crazy world out there. And as a thank you to you for spending time here with me today, interacting. I know how hard it can be to carve out an hour, especially in the middle of a Friday. I want to say thank you by giving you access to a $100 Google advertising credit so that you can get $100 worth of free advertising on Google AdWords. I'm actually part of the Google Engage program. We're a partner there, and that allows me to give you those credits. So I'll give you the information on how to get those at the end of today's presentation. Now, I know that we don't have to go over this a whole lot. We all understand that our customers are using the internet to decide who they're going to do business with. But the latest statistic from Google really does drive that point home. 97% of people conduct online research before doing business locally. That comes from the Google Latitude Longitude blog, and I'll actually show you the screenshot a little bit later in this presentation that actually shows that. We understand that. We know we can get customers online, but learning how to successfully market can be incredibly confusing and frustrating. And on top of all that, once you learn how to do it, finding time to actually implement what you're about to learn is difficult. You're a mortgage broker, you're a real estate agent, you're not a technical guru. I get that. We've laid this presentation out in a way where it's very easy to understand exactly what you need to do. which overcomes the problem that we run into on many of these webinars or seminars that we go to, and we see the presenter on stage and they tell you all these wonderful things and show you all the results. And they only give you just a little snippet of all of the information that you need to know, so that you can't be successful without buying their program or their service or whatever. That's not what this is all about. If this is the first presentation that you've attended of mine, A, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And B, I stand by giving full value up front and giving you all the steps that you need to do without charging you any money, because that's how we roll. I honestly believe that if you can take my training, go out, implement, and get results without buying anything from me, you're much more likely to buy something from me in the future. So that's my mentality behind the whole thing. So I know how to help you. It's important to understand that the systems that you're about to learn aren't based on theory. This is not, hey, wow, look at this whiz bang. This is based on me getting localized search results for local businesses over the last 3.5 years. My dad is a mortgage broker here in Guelph, Ontario, Canada. And at one point, we don't have these rankings currently, but at one point we had 8 out of the top 10 spots on the front page of Google in our local marketplace when people were looking for second mortgage information. That was all done with the systems that you're about to see. And again, it's always nice to see real customers and real testimonials from people actually backing up this information. This is from a good friend of mine who, without any solicitation, showed up on my LinkedIn profile with a very beautiful testimonial. I think it's important while you're reading this testimonial to understand that these results are not typical. You have to put in serious work to achieve these types of results. Michael is not successful because of my systems. Michael is a hard worker, goes to work every day, and just took what I taught him and actually implemented it incredibly well. And you have to do that in order to get results from, well, pretty much anything in life. But we all understand that, right? So let's get started. Now, I haven't really introduced myself. Again, if this is your time on one of my presentations, thank you. My name is Chris Johnstone, and I've been a teacher and trainer in the real estate and mortgage world for over 6 years now. I've had the incredible life experience of being able to speak for such organizations as REMAX, Coldwell Banker Camp, Dominion Lending Centers, RMA, Merrick's, Invest, Mortgage Intelligence, The Mortgage Journal. Just got back from a trip where I flew out to Florida and gave a 2-day nerd session for Carl White and his private group. So, I mean, I don't mean to talk about myself, but I think it's important to understand that the information that you're about to get is true and honest, and this is not a fly-by-night organization. Now, I started my journey in the online marketing in 2000. Well, I was 25 years old at the time. It's not really important what time it was. And I was a construction worker before I got into the online marketing thing. And the way that I got into the business was something happened at work. I was involved in a little bit of an accident, and I had to take some time off work and actually move back into my parents' house. My dad is a mortgage broker, and I realized that he was getting out of bed at 8:30, where I was used to getting out of bed at 6 a.m. My pants were frozen to my legs by 7. And it just opened my mind to this world of becoming an entrepreneur and being in business for yourself. So I decided that construction work was maybe a little bit dangerous for me. So I'm going to go in and become a mortgage broker. Well, it's a lot more difficult than it looks on the outside. When I first got into the business at 25 years old, I tried to emulate everything that everyone around me that was being successful was doing. And at that time, it was bench signs, billboards, door hangers, flyer campaigns, and I ran them all. And it wasn't that I wasn't making money. I was doing business, but I was basically just making enough money to pay for all the advertising that I was putting out. So I had basically just bought myself this low-paying job, and all of the money was going over to the advertising companies. And I was like, this doesn't work for me. So I sat down with my dad and I said, Dad, listen, I'm getting to the closing table. A lot of people aren't doing business with me because, I mean, at that time, 25 years old, I didn't even shave yet. And he said, Chris, if you can align yourself with realtors, they will pre-sell you to that client. And when you show up at the closing table, you'll close more because the realtor has already endorsed you, right? That social proof aspect coming into our business. So I said, okay, good. That's great. I'll get real estate agents to send me their business. Well, not so easy. I found myself on the rate sheets and donuts circuit. So I'm in my car 2 days a week. I got my box of Tim Hortons donuts. If you can't tell, I'm Canadian. We don't have, well, we do now, but back then we didn't have as many Starbucks and whatever. So I'm driving around with my Tim Hortons donuts, my rate sheets, driving around to all the real estate offices in town, getting doors slammed in my face, having people laugh at me, trying to do the old traditional, hey, I've got great rates, I got great service, all that kind of stuff. That was harder than actually bringing in clients until I discovered the National Association of Realtors report, where they reported that 86% of people start their home search online. And I thought, wow, I'm pretty good with computers. I grew up with computers. I'm kind of that age demographic, and I really enjoy technology. If you can't tell, I'm also a closet nerd. I never really embraced it until I realized that I could use it for business. Um, but at that point, I realized that computers and knowing how the internet worked and my inner geek was actually a big asset for me. So, what I did was I started tapping into online marketing and online advertising, and I started focusing on generating local real estate leads for local realtors so that I had something of value when I was showing up and asking for their business, not just donuts. And the first month when I launched my first online marketing campaign, we generated over 300 leads in our first month. We had one traffic source, which was Google pay-per-click, which I just showed you. We had one website, which was a direct response lead generation website. And using that site and those leads that we were generating on a monthly basis, we helped two realtors in our local marketplace double their sales numbers in less than a year. And life was really good. The internet was generating all of the leads, which didn't take any physical work on my part. I didn't have to work with any print ads. I didn't have to work with any of the advertising departments and all that jazz that goes along with that. You just set up the online leads, they run in the background, generate all of that business for us. But all good things do not last forever. Long story short, I ended up realizing that the system that I could build could be templated. And I ended up going across Canada and then North America, building localized lead generation systems for realtors. At that time, we were generating thousands of leads a month, all automatically from the internet. Until one beautiful Thursday morning, I popped out of bed, ran over to my computer to see how many leads I had generated overnight in my inbox. And there was no leads in my inbox, just one email from Google saying, "Dear Mr. Johnstone, thank you very much for your advertising budget over the years, but we're no longer going to be running your advertisements on our network." And after 3 years and over $250,000 spent on Google AdWords, they shut my advertising account off, which was a really big deal. I was out of business overnight. Now, they sent me a coffee mug in the mail, which was nice. I personally think I overpaid for that coffee cup, but it was a nice touch to end our relationship at that point. Now, at that junction in my life, I had moved from being a mortgage broker to being a full-time online marketer. And I had joined a mastermind group down in California where we get together 4 times a year and all sit around the table and talk about our businesses and how we're building our businesses and all that good stuff. There were 30 people in that group, and the large majority of those people in the group were doing the exact same that I was doing, exact same system that I was doing, but they were doing it A, in different locations, and B, in different industries. So, it works for carpet cleaners, it works for dentists, it works for doctors. I was just focused on real estate and mortgage. And almost everybody in that group within a 2-week period, all of us got our advertising accounts shut off. And that left me with the question, why? And for those of you out there, I know that this is a little bit of a long intro, but it's important for us to understand the changes that are now affecting how we get customers from the internet. So, being a nerd at heart, I started doing online research to solve this problem. And I started looking at everything that Google was doing. If they released a blog post, I was one of the first people to read it. They released a video, I was one of the first people to watch it. I mean, I was all over Google. I even went as far as figuring out who worked in the advertising departments at Google, and I started following their personal blogs just in case they started talking about what was happening at work on their personal blogs. And because of that research, I found this article. And this was posted October 25th, 2010. And it says, and this is like right after basically we all got shut off, Google comes out and makes this announcement. As a local business owner in today's day and age, you know that it's important to have an online presence because that's where your customers are. In fact, research shows that 97% of people conduct research online before buying locally. That's shocking, yes, but not the most shocking part of this article. It actually comes in the second paragraph where they say, today we're announcing the availability of a new online advertising solution to help local businesses connect with potential customers in their area. So I went from a world where I was generating all of this business for all of these business owners from the front page of Google. And here's Google saying, hey, business owners, we want to do business with you directly and directly drive customers into your business for you. And that's why we got kicked out of the pay-per-click marketing space at that time, because Google wanted to go direct to the business owners because their search engine went local. Now, as soon as that announcement was made, I mean, almost immediately, all of the other search engines, Yahoo, MSN, Facebook, Twitter, they all came out and made announcements that they were going local with their search engines. And the internet almost changed overnight. Now, when the search engines went local, they changed the way that their search engine works. And now, just like you saw when we started this presentation, when you sit down in front of a computer and you search for real estate or you search for mortgages, the first thing that Google does is they look at your physical location and they show you business owners from that local marketplace. That's why this is so important for our businesses. I went out and I figured out how that system works. And I figured out essentially how to optimize your business to get you to show up on the front page locally. And like I said, we've got hundreds of happy customers that have gotten a front page ranking because of this system and gotten more social proof than their competition. So local was the first change that Google kind of made. Now we're coming more current. This article is from CNN Tech. This was posted in January of 2012. And in this article, it says, in a change that's been called the most radical transformation ever to Google's search engine, the company announced Search Plus Your World, which causes Google's robots to incorporate data from its social networks as well as the public internet when delivering search results to people. So now, in today's world, social media and how many times your business is mentioned on social media and how many ratings and reviews you get actually impacts how well your website and your business shows up in online search results. And the reason why Google has done this is because word of mouth is one of the most important factors in why people choose to do business with your real estate or mortgage business. And we see that in this recent post from the Google Latitude Longitude blog. It says, the opinions of friends, family, and other trusted sources are often the first we seek when looking for the perfect restaurant or date night or cafe that makes the best latte ever. We change that for our business when they're looking for the most reputable realtor or they're looking for the most reputable mortgage broker to help them with their business. And then they make an announcement. Today, we're rolling out Google Plus Local, a simple way to discover and share information about local businesses. And that's what we're going to take advantage of today. So really quickly, the old way the search engines used to work, a person would go to Google because they had a question. They were looking for a business owner that they could trust. If you were doing search engine optimization, you could actually trick the search engines into thinking that you were the most relevant, get your website to show up on the front page, and then your customers would see your business. But if you think about it, that doesn't work, because if some person in Texas is spending $10,000 a month on search engine optimization, and I'm in Toronto looking for a realtor, I type in real estate and somebody from Texas shows up on my front page, I don't care. And I'll go to Yahoo and do my search because Google hasn't given me a relevant result. That's why they changed their search engine. So now, here's how the search engines work today. That same person goes to Google with the exact same question. Google then says, okay, where is this person located? Then they look at who is this person connected to, and has any of their friends that's in their social network talked about a real estate company or left an online rating and review. And that weird graphic that just came up on the right hand side of the screen with all those crazy dots and all those lines all over it, that's a social network. That is essentially that white dot in the center is you. And everybody that you connect to then gives you this web of your social network, and it goes 2 layers deep. So every time you get an online recommendation for your business, your grid gets bigger. You touch more customers and you get more online traffic because Google then sees, oh, this person that knows Chris did business with a real estate agent and left a rating and review. That's the first search result that we're going to show to this person. So now the front page is actually showing your customers recommendations from their friends when they go out and they search for a real estate agent. So what we need to do is to get your customers to rate and review your business online. And the way that we do that is through your Google Places for Business page. And now I'm going to show you how to claim that page, optimize it so it shows up on the front page, and then show you my system for getting online ratings, reviews, and testimonials that works really well. We actually ended up getting 14 ratings, reviews, and testimonials in just a weekend, and a front page ranking within 2 weeks because of it. So step number 1, you need an awesome Google Places for Business page to capture local online customers, and then you need online ratings and reviews to boost your rank and profit from that social proof. So the first part is claiming your page. The second part is a system that I call social alchemy. So step number 1, I have a manual on my website. You see it over there on the right-hand side. It's absolutely free. You can download it from the front page of cwjstone.com. Don't go there now. Write it down on a sheet of paper in your notes and go there after the presentation. You can download that free manual. It's 14 pages and it takes you step by step through every step you need to go through in order to claim your Google Places for Business page. So take that manual, find and claim your page using the manual. You want to make sure that you link your Places page to your branded website. For those of you out there that don't consider yourself technical and are going, whoa, wait a minute, that's techie stuff. Don't worry. They just ask you, what's your website? You fill in your website address, click save. Super easy to do. Install 10 photos. They give you the ability to put photos on there. When you max out your profile, you get essentially brownie points with Google, and that's the first step to helping boost your page. Then you want to install and map 5 YouTube videos for your business. If you have YouTube videos, that is phenomenal. That's great. You take those, you put them on your profile. If you don't have videos yet in your business, I highly recommend you start using them. If you're not interested in getting involved in video, that's okay. With our Done For You service, we actually create 5 YouTube videos for you, optimize them, and then put them on that profile for you. Once you've done that, you're ready to go into the optimization technique. Now, even if your competition has heard about this stuff and has claimed their Places for Business page and are on the front page already, chances are very good that they don't know any of these advanced techniques. So you can use this stuff to still get in the game and still get on that front page. The first advanced technique that I'm going to show you today is with your YouTube videos. When you upload your video to YouTube, it gives you this info and settings page, which I've got highlighted up in the top left-hand corner. Underneath there, it says Advanced Settings. Click on that tab. Over on the right-hand side, it says Video Location. You want to click on Search, find your local business on the map, just the area, and drop a pin on the map. That will geotag your video to that location, and then you click Save. What that has done is given Google Maps an actual tag that your profile that has YouTube videos on it is at that physical location. And when you embed this video onto your Places for Business page, it's easier for Google to figure out that you're the local business that they want to show up on the front page. So this is called geotagging, and you want to make sure that you do this with your videos before you post them on your Places for Business page. Once your page is claimed, you've gone through the first optimization step with your videos, you're now ready for a process that's called local engine optimization. And this is where you register and set up over 100 individual accounts. The main ones that you want to make sure that you claim are Yahoo, Microsoft, Facebook, YouTube, which you've already done, Yelp, and Foursquare. So if you need help setting this up, just go to Google and type in Yahoo business listing, Microsoft business listing, Facebook business listing. And the first website that comes up on the front page will be the accounts that you need to set up. So you want to make sure, and these services are essentially identical to the Google local business profile that you've set up, but you're setting them up on all of the different search engines so that A, you can get traffic from Yahoo and MSN, but also so that when Google goes out and tries to figure out who's the most reputable business in your local marketplace that they want to show on the front page, they see your business on Yahoo, on MSN, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Yelp, on Foursquare, and they see you as the expert, and that boosts your website up onto the front page. You want to make sure when you set all those accounts up, you link those sites to your Google Places for Business page and your branded website. Now, for those of you here on this presentation, I wanted to give you some extra value. Again, this is something to write down. Don't go to this website right now. But if you go to cwjstone.com/last-chance, cwjstone.com/last-chance, there is a video on that page. It's a sales page for my product called Local Google Traffic. I'm standing in front of a big whiteboard, and on that whiteboard, I have written down all of the accounts that we set up and register for your business in the Done For You product. You have my full blessing to go to that page, look at the whiteboard, write down all of the websites that we register for you on the Done For You program, and go out and do it yourself. You have my information. You can go out, copy my system. You have my blessing. It's another thank you for taking your time and spending it here with me today, because I really value it and I want you to get results. All you have to do is do this stuff to get the actual results. So cwjstone.com/last-chance. Then, once you have all those 100 accounts set up, you're ready for what's called local engine optimization. And in order to do this, it's very simple. You go to Google and you type in your area name where you're looking to optimize your business. You follow that up with business directory. So Houston business directory, wherever you're located. What Google will do is give you a front page of all of the business directories that they're pulling their information from and that they find reputable in that local marketplace. You'll almost always see City Hall's website in the number one position, because almost every City Hall has a business directory listed on their website, and they list all of the local businesses in town. You want to make sure that you go through all of the organic websites on the front page and go in and claim those free business listings to do the exact same thing that we've been doing with all the other profiles. When the Google robot gets a search for real estate agent and they look at the local marketplace to see who the expert is, they see you on MSN, on Yahoo, on Facebook, on Yelp, on Foursquare. Then they go another layer deep and say, who are the businesses that are really popular out there? And they find you on all of their top business directories in the local marketplace as well. Again, giving you another bump and an opportunity to show up on the front page. After that, we're ready for map optimization. And I realize I'm going a little bit quick. Don't worry, we're going to have a recording of this webinar. Hopefully, GoToWebinar gets it recorded. It doesn't always work, but hopefully it will on this one. So Google Maps is actually where Google is pulling a lot of the information from. So what we want to do is set you apart from your competition in the local marketplace when Google's figuring out who to choose. So you want to go to maps.google.com, maps.google.com. And up in the top left-hand corner, again outlined in red, you'll see a tab that says My Places. You want to click on there. There's a big red button that says Create Map. Click on Create Map. It will ask you, what do you want to name your map? If you are a real estate agent, you want to type area name real estate agents. If you're a mortgage broker, area name mortgage broker. So you want to put wherever you're located and then your main keyword, either real estate or mortgage broker. Then click on Save. They will ask you to then tag a location on the map. Take that tag, drop it on your office's location. In the description, list out all of the business information, the exact same as it shows up on your Places for Business page. So you want to have the address, you want to have your website address, your phone number, your email address, all in that listing, and then click on Save. And what you've just done is gone to Google Maps, which is where they pull the information from on who the local business owner is. They now have a custom map, which the robot thinks is a specific listing of all the real estate agents in that local marketplace, and your business is the only one that's listed. So you've essentially created your own little directory for Google's robot that they're going to pull information from and only find you on that specific map. Pretty cool, right? So there you go. I don't know if you attend a lot of localized presentations, but I can tell you from experience, the content that you just got is very valuable because all you have to do is follow those steps to get results in your local marketplace. And I can tell you almost all companies will not go and tell you those are the steps that they're doing on your business in order to get you to rank. You now have them for free. And step number one is complete. We have the solid foundation technically that we need to place our ratings and reviews on top of. And in order to do that, we need social alchemy. So our profile is now all set up. We've got our Places for Business page. You've claimed it, you've registered it, you've verified it with the postcard, you've optimized it fully in your local marketplace. Now you're ready to stack the ratings and reviews on top of it. And this is how we generated 17 ratings and reviews in just 2 days. Now, the reason that this is important is because ratings and reviews are another great online factor to getting your business ranked. And I figured this out by mistake. I went through all of the techie steps in my local profile to get it ranked. And because, again, I guess that's kind of one of the drawbacks to being a nerd is I really like being in front of the computer and doing all the techie stuff, not so much interacting, getting ratings and reviews, personal face-to-face networking, because I'm in person, I'm kind of an awkward dude. But so I went out and I just said, okay, well, Google allows me to get ratings and reviews on this profile. It's important because they've given me the feature. I just want to make sure that I got some ratings and reviews on my profiles. So I went out, I got 17 in 2 days, and in less than 2 weeks, I got an alert from one of my software packages that said, Chris, you're now ranking on one of the keywords that I've been striving for a really long time. That keyword is local Google. There's 2,330,000,000 websites out there competing for this front page ranking. And if you look at the websites that are on the front page, there's maps.google.com, the Google Latitude Longitude blog, Google Places for Business, and then Chris freaking Johnstone with his website. So it was my Places page that was actually able to get this front page ranking. And the reason why was because of the ratings and reviews. And the important lesson to take from that is your online ratings are now part of your ranking for your business. So now let me take you through and show you exactly how I did it. I started with a brainstorming exercise. This isn't the exact one. When I did it, I had a piece of yellow foolscap paper and I just put a line down the center of it. On the left-hand side, I wrote down my best past customers. So these are customers of mine that had purchased my products and become friends. So we'd either, been to a barbecue together afterwards or at least called each other on the phone and had a good, solid relationship together. People that I now consider friends that were clients first. And I just sat down and I wrote all their names on the left-hand side of the paper. Then I moved over to the right and I started looking at family members of mine that I had done business with that had become customers. So people that I knew that I already had a relationship with that then became customers. And for us in our businesses, these are industry contacts. So these are lawyers, home appraisers, all of the people that you work with on a regular basis that would give you an incredible rating and review on your profile. You want to make sure that you have those people on this list because all of these people, we're going to go out and ask them specifically for a rating and review. It's very important that you understand that you are not going to blast the email template that I'm about to give you to your entire database. That is a bad idea. You want to make sure that all of the ratings and reviews that you get on your profile first are perfect because it will spawn the rest of the testimonials that show up on your profile. If you've already got one bad testimonial on your profile, negativity tends to follow negativity. Positivity breeds other positivity. That's why it's important to go through this brainstorming exercise. So sit down, give yourself the gift of perhaps a glass of red wine and a nice quiet office. Shut your cell phone off, shut off all the distractions, and spend 15 minutes and give your business the gift of these ratings, reviews, and testimonials. Figure out who's going to give you the review, and then copy this email template. For the interest of time, we're coming right up to the end here. If you'll stick with me for an extra 10 minutes, this is very valuable information. This email template is what actually gets you the responses. So this is the email that I sent out to my past customers. And it essentially tells them, here's where you go to put your rating, review, and testimonial. Give them the link to your page. Then here's a link to a video that I made for you to show you how to go through the process. That's an unbranded video. That's me that's saying, hey, you're going to rate a business on Google. Here's exactly how you go out and you do it. There's no branding or advertising or selling on it. It's just there to show people how to leave an online rating and review. You send that out to your customers so they know how to do it. Then step number 3 is replace the example testimonials. They're outlined in red on this template. The testimonials that you get on your profile are incredibly important. The reason being, that's what people are reading when they're deciding whether or not they should actually pick up the phone and call you and become a lead in your business. So your testimonials need to follow a 3-part sequence. It starts with, here's where I was. Then it goes to here what we did. And the third part is, here's where I am right now. And so if you're writing this example testimonial for your customers, it goes, we were a first-time home buyer and we're completely overwhelmed with all the options in the marketplace. Chris sat down with us and really helped us get our goals through his Home Buyer Academy. And in less than 60 days, we'd found the perfect house. We've never been happier. Thanks, Chris. And you can see how that testimonial is so much better than great job, 5 stars, right? When that next customer goes online and searches for a real estate agent, they're scared. They're scared that somebody's going to try and sell them something that they don't want. They're scared that they're not going to find the right advisor to help them through the largest process that they're ever going to basically make in their life. When they see a testimonial that says, great job, 5 stars, it elicits no response and it doesn't push them one way or the other to doing business with you. When they read a testimonial that says, I'm just like you, Chris took me from overwhelmed, confused, to having a plan that I could follow, to now being happy and owning a home. I know this sounds weird, but the psychology behind it actually puts that future customer through the process of successfully buying a home with you. And that's what gets them to pick up the phone and call you and say, hey, I read about Bob and Mary on your Google page, and I'm wondering about this new home buyer academy thingy that you do. Can you tell me more about that? That's the type of phone calls that you get when you run these testimonials properly. It's not, hey, how much is your commission? Or, hey, what's your mortgage rate? It completely pre-frames the conversation that you're going to have with your customers before you even get them on the phone, which is why step number 3 is so important. Step number 4, brainstorm a thank you gift. You want to give people something in order for their rating and review. They're not going to, you want to make sure that you reciprocate. A lot of the times we'll give out just like a financial spreadsheet on how to track your finances, gift cards. There's all kinds of things that you can brainstorm for your business. And then step 5, the most important part of the whole process, you have to send the freaking email. You've put in the effort to brainstorm the list. You've copied the template. I did as much of this work for you as I possibly can. But ultimately, after you take this template and modify it, you have to send the email to your customers. I know that sounds really weird, but there's a lot of people that see this presentation that don't actually take action. So I urge you, take action with this system right now. It will get you results. So here's what we just created: a front page ranking on the major search engines, the most socially compelling and trustworthy mortgage or real estate page on the site on the front page. We're overcoming your future clients' objections in a really cool way by using social proof, and we've made you the local expert on the front page of the search engines. Again, if you would like that free manual, it's on the Google Plus Business Local page. We're about to get into Q&A. I'm about to give away those $100 free Google advertising credits. But first, I want to let you know about how I can help you with this process. As I mentioned, I have a product. It's called Local Google Traffic. It's 4 DVDs that take you through the entire process of setting this up, where you actually watch my computer screen and I step you through. Here's what button you click. This is what you put in this field. This is why it works like this, explaining the whole process through you. The regular price for that program is $999. Today, during this webinar, I'm discounting that price 50%. Today's price is $499 for that local Google traffic program. It comes with a 60-day, 100% money back guarantee. If you get the online information, you're not satisfied with it, I will give you 100% of your money back. Now, there were also some of you here on this call that probably don't want to do all of the technical steps. That's totally cool. I get it. A good friend of mine always says, you need to spend little checks to make big checks. And I do that in my business all the time. So I'm offering to set this up for you in your business. Now, if you've seen my Facebook page, you'll know that I spoke for the Toronto Small Business Association this week. Our presentation was very similar to this, and we ended up generating a volume of customers from that presentation. So here, I can only offer to do this for 5 people. It's just, we're not a massive corporation. We are a small company, and we can only take so many customers at a time. So for this presentation, unfortunately, we can only take 5 new people for the Done For You package. Again, I'm giving you a 50% discount on the Done For You package. The regular price, $1,999. Today's webinar deal, we're dropping that price to $999. You can get access to that at cwjstone.com/LGT, which stands for Local Google Traffic. cwjstone.com/LGT to have all of this done for you. And on that page, there is a video that explains absolutely everything that you get inside Local Google Traffic. It talks about the 5 YouTube videos that we create for you, the over 100 different accounts that we set up locally for your business. We go out and do the actual research in your local marketplace. Make sure you're listed on all the local business directories. We create the custom maps and directories for your business so that you're showing up locally. We claim your Google Plus page and your Google Plus business page for you so that we get those active links. We register you on Yahoo. We register you on MSN. We make sure that the whole process is done for you, and we help craft the testimonial email that goes out to your past customers. It fully is a hands-off, done-for-you system. As soon as you submit your payment, there's a welcome survey with 14 questions on it where we get the information that we need about your business, and then we do absolutely everything for you. There's nothing technical for you to do. So again, you can get access to that at cwjstone.com/LGT. Now, that also comes with a 60-day, 100% money back guarantee. The process takes approximately 3 to 4 weeks to actually run in your business. So you will have the full system delivered to you, and then you can decide whether or not it was worth your investment. If you're not tickled pink, absolutely ecstatic with what we've done for your business, ask for your money back. Here's the crazy thing about that and why it's such an outrageous guarantee. I can't undo any of the work that me and my team of nerds have done for your business. So if you get the program and you're not happy with it, all of that optimization stays online for your business and you get the benefits of the program without paying for it. I don't suggest that you do it just to do that. Obviously, I'm a small business owner. You're a small business owner. I know that you're not going to maliciously buy the product and take advantage of it like that, but it's there so that you can feel comfortable that there's no risk that you're actually going to see the results that you want to get from the program. The other bonus that I have for you today is a payment option. So if $9.99 is a little steep, you're just waiting for some commissions to come through, that's totally cool. We're offering a 2-pay option as well. So it drops it down to one payment of $499 today and then $499 30 days later. Again, still get the full 60-day 100% money back guarantee. And you can get that if you head over to cwjstone.com/LGT. I'm really looking forward to doing business with you. Now, for those of you that are sticking around for your $100 Google pay-per-click advertising credit, you can get that by emailing Lynn at cwjstone.com. That's LYNN at cwjstone.com. That's the fastest way to get it. You can also email me. My email is cwjstone at cwjstone.com. And in the subject line, just put $100 Google ad credit, and we'll fire that over to you right away. There are a little bit of, stipulations that Google puts with those. I believe you have to spend $25 on the Google advertising network in order to activate the $100 credit. So it's actually spend $25, get $100 in free advertising. That's Google's terms, not mine. But that's the way that they work. And let's get into some Q&A. So if you have any questions about the process or about the whole thing, just head on over to the GoToWebinar control panel on the right-hand side and just type your question in there. If you've got any questions about localized marketing, online marketing, Google Plus Local, Google Places for Business, any of that stuff, just go ahead and pop your questions into the GoToWebinar control panel over there on the right-hand side. And while I'm waiting for those questions to come in, I'm just going to take a quick sip of green tea here while we get ready for these questions. And it looks like Jessica, and I won't use last names, Jessica and Donna and Greg, welcome to the program. I'm really looking forward to doing business with you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So that means we've got 2 spots left here inside the actual program. All right. So let's get into the questions. Okay, so Stephanie, I have a question. Awesome. If you just type that into the GoToWebinar control panel, I am happy to answer your question. I missed the webinar and am interested. Gail, awesome. You can claim one of those leftover spots at cwjstone.com/LGT. If you have any questions about the actual product, you can type them into the GoToWebinar control panel, or you can send an email to cwjstone@cwjstone.com, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. Looks like you missed a little bit of the webinar, so if there's anything that you'd like me to walk you through, I'm happy to do that. From Ted, where will the recording be posted? If the GoToWebinar worked and it did record, we will send that out via email. You'll get an email from us tomorrow letting you know where it's posted, and I will post that up on our cwjstone.com site, but I'll have a private link just for you, just to watch the webinar. We don't broadcast them out across our entire database. It's just the people that show up for this presentation that get this recording. From Audrey, how do I get the DVDs? Excellent question. Audrey, head over to cwjstone.com/LGT. The option right down at the bottom of the page should say 4 DVD kit, and the special pricing is on that page for you. If you, oh, pardon me, Audrey, I misspoke there. I'm getting a message here from the support staff that say that you might need a coupon code in order to get that to work. Let me just check that out for you real quick. While we're doing that in the background, I will take another question, but you will be able to get those DVDs on that cwjstone.com/LGT. Excellent. So let's take a look here. And Audrey, I will come back to you as soon as I have an answer for you. I noticed some of the Google Places accounts are going away, such as colleges in Ohio. Now shows frequently mentioned universities across the web. Is this something that agents should be aware of? Yes. So Google is constantly making changes to Places for Business. The last option that they, or not option, but the last change that they made, they took some of the organizations that they had been listing and stopped listing them, or started listing them essentially differently. It does not affect real estate. It does not affect mortgages. Every change that Google has made since they introduced these tools roughly 2 years ago has made local optimization even more powerful, and ratings and reviews even more powerful. So it is still an excellent strategy. One of the things that is coming up that everyone should be aware of is the integration of Google Plus into Places for Business pages. Over the next bit, you're going to see Google merging Google Places for Business pages with Google Plus business pages. And all that. Okay, we just had a couple questions come in about the difference between the two. So Google Places for Business and the websites that we just saw, think of those like your Yellow Pages listing on Google. It's not a Google Plus account. Those are completely different. Google Plus is Google's social network, and it's essentially they're competing with Facebook on that side of things. Your Places for Business page is separate from all of that, and you can kind of think of it as its own entity that shows up as a local business on the front page listings. Now, Google, when they announced Google Plus, you couldn't be a business on Google Plus when they first introduced it. They just came out and said, listen, this is a personal social network. It's just for people on Google Plus. Then they came out and said, okay, we're going to allow businesses on Google Plus now. And they called it Google Plus for Business. So they've got Places for Business and Plus for Business, which is very confusing to those of us that aren't 17-year-old hipsters working at Google, right? So anyways, there's a little bit of misconception out there going on. So Google Plus, if you're familiar with Facebook, Facebook allows you to have a personal profile and then a business profile so that you can be your business on Facebook, and it's not looking like you're personally interacting out there. You can interact through your business. You can now do the exact same thing on Google Plus. You can have a Google Plus personal profile and a Google Plus business page. Now, in the latest change, what Google is doing is taking a business that has a Google Plus for business page and merging those together with your Places for Business page or your Yellow Pages listing. And the reason that they're doing that is so that you can interact as your business on the front page of Google with the ratings and reviews that you get, with articles that you post. If you're doing content syndication on a regular basis, it looks like that business entity is now on Google Plus, and those updates are going to help boost your Yellow Pages directory listing, essentially, if you think of it like that. So that's where that change is coming in, and those changes aren't fully rolled out yet. It's why we didn't discuss it in the actual presentation, because a lot of people don't yet have access to those tools. As soon as it's fully launched out, everybody on my email list gets email updates. Whenever there's a big change that comes out from Google, I always host a webinar. I always start with my customers first. We do customer-only webinars until we don't max sessions out, and then we move into the general public and we educate there as well. So depending on which side you're on, you will get the update as to when that fully rolls out. Thank you for that question, Stephanie. It's a great question. Audrey, you are absolutely right. The DVD package is not on that sales page for cwjstone.com/LGT. I apologize for that. That's my mistake. What I will do is I will have the team send you out a specific link where you can get access to those DVDs. As a matter of fact, I have a link for you right here. It's cwjstone.com/CC. That's cwjstone.com/CC. And that page will have the DVD option for you. From Lynn, thank you very much for the question. Is this a one-time fee or is there recurring charges? Absolutely. This is a one-time fee. There is no ongoing payment that you have to make with this local Google traffic system. It's a one-time payment. An excellent question from Lynette. Will this technique, local optimization, work outside real estate marketing, example, tourism, education, etc.? Yes, absolutely it will, Lynette. Now, let me be careful in that answer, because on the tourism side, absolutely it will work, and works like gangbusters. I've done optimization for a local travel company here in town, and they got phenomenal results from it. The education side of things, a little bit different. Again, as we mentioned, in the latest changes that Google put out there, they are essentially taking education places like universities and colleges and stuff like that, and taking them essentially off of that service and moving them over into Google Plus, because they're not actually local businesses. It's not like they're a dentist or a doctor or a real estate agent or a mortgage broker. They're more of a corporation than they are a local business. So they're treating education entities differently than they are the rest of the business world. So on the tourism side, yes, it works very well. On the education side, there's a little bit of flux going on in that marketplace right now. Another follow-up from Steph. With all the tips you mentioned, will all of the tips you just mentioned still enhance your chances of being listed in the frequently mentioned category across the web? That frequently mentioned category will get you results the more ratings, reviews, and testimonials that you get, and the more Google Plus likes that you get on your actual business page. Again, Stephanie, this is one of many online marketing systems that I run. Again, with over 6 years behind me, I've had the pleasure of working a lot of marketing systems through Google and through Facebook. And one of the techniques that you should research if you're looking to get into that frequently mentioned category is press releases. You want to look at prnewswire.com and start releasing press releases about your business in your local marketplace. That will get you good results in that frequently mentioned category when you're syndicating press releases about your website in your local marketplace. From Audrey, thank you. Thank you. Some great feedback in here. Awesome. Thank you. Awesome. Content. Yes, tons of content. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. From Lynette, thank you. Audrey, thank you. Stephanie, thank you. Awesome. It looks like we have come to the bottom of the questions, and only 11 minutes after. That's awesome. The Q&A, if you can't tell, is kind of my favorite part. Sometimes we go half an hour, 45 minutes over just doing Q&A. So I really appreciate all of the questions here today. For those of you that purchased, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. If you have any follow-up questions and you're on the fence, you can give me a call. My number, 519-362-9389. I'm happy to answer any specific questions that you have if you're not comfortable typing them into the chat box. I'd like to thank you for your engagement and your time today. I hope you enjoyed the presentation. My name is Chris Johnstone. I hope you got massive value from this presentation today. Make sure you tell your friends, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Oh, and if you'd like to show me some love, you can head over to cwjstone.com/Facebook. That will take you to my Facebook business page, and you can leave a shout out. Just thanks for the webinar today, Chris. Really enjoyed it. Or you could say, before I attended the presentation, I didn't know a whole lot about local marketing. Chris's local Google traffic system made it very easy. I now feel comfortable getting local customers. See what I did there? John, thank you for the feedback. Fantastic webinar. Thank you very much. And I already liked your page. Thank you, Lynette. Thank you so much. Again, for your time. I know it's very valuable. Now, get out there and sell something. Go make some money, and make sure you claim your page and you get your online ratings, reviews, and testimonials. Thanks again for your time. I'll talk to you soon.